Spiritual awakening, enlightenment, self-realization, and liberation is the process of self-discovery because happiness, peace, and freedom is found only in the self. When we find out what or who we are, we become free, peaceful, and happy. So, what is the process of awakening, enlightenment, self-realization, and liberation? And why finding out who we really are brings peace and happiness? First, let it be known that the only qualification for awakening, self-realization, and liberation is a burning desire for it. The desire has to be stronger than the fears and limitations of the egoic self. An awakening glimpse is like waking up from a dream and realizing it was just a dream. That first moment of clarity is an awakening glimpse. If we are sincerely seeking the truth, we will soon have an awakening ranging from a simple understanding that there is more to life to a full-blown Kundalini experience. This glimpse shows us that the reality we once believed in is not the entire truth, and it opens doors to deeper understanding. Eventually, we will understand that everything is interconnected. There is no separation between us and the world around us. The idea of self is an illusion. What we perceive as the self is just a part of the larger, interconnected existence. This video is about the path from the initial glimpse of our true self to the ultimate liberation from suffering, the process of awakening, enlightenment, self-realization, and liberation. In the end, we will realize that we are consciousness. We are the awareness which is perceiving the world through the senses, mind, and body sensations. But we are not the senses, mind, and the body sensations. This profound realization lies at the heart of the spiritual journey, the recognition that our true nature is pure, unbounded awareness. The glimpse of our true nature. An awakening glimpse is like walking through a dense forest, believing ourselves to be lost, when suddenly a ray of sunlight pierces through the canopy, illuminating the path ahead. This is akin to the first glimpse of our true nature, a sudden profound realization that we are not the limited, separate, egoic self we have taken ourselves to be. When the beliefs of the ego self are seen through, it will be revealed that consciousness is self-supported, independent, and autonomous from the body and mind. This glimpse brings about a radical shift at the very center of our being, leading to irreversible transformation, even though old belief systems and behavioral patterns may remain because they are imprinted deep in our nervous system. Enlightenment. For some truth seekers, awakening is marked by enlightenment in a powerful, transformative experience known as a Kundalini awakening. This is often described as a rush of energy rising from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, accompanied by profound insights, blissful states, and a deep sense of unity with all of existence. While such experiences can be profoundly impactful, it's important to remember that even though enlightenment occurs and we do experience the true nature of ourselves, the experience lasts from moments to a few months. In Kundalini, we experience consciousness as our nature and the beliefs of the ego self are mostly destroyed. However, that is not the end of our spiritual journey. Even though we experience consciousness as our true nature, we do not recognize it as self-realization, even thought that is actually self-realization. That is where a guru and the path of knowledge and investigation comes in. The knowledge and experience of a guru can help us understand what the experience was all about and knowingly become self-realized. Otherwise, we may never understand what the experience was all about. Even after profound awakening experiences, we may find that old habits, conditioning, and limiting beliefs still have a hold on us. These are the deeply ingrained patterns that keep us bound to the illusion of separation and suffering. The process of rooting out these ingrained, deeply imprinted habits is the spiritual practice that purifies the mind and heart. This may involve meditation, self-inquiry, devotional practices, or service to others. The key is to approach these practices with dedication, sincerity, and a burning desire for truth. The guidance of a guru. On this journey, the guidance of a qualified teacher or guru can be invaluable. A true guru is one who has realized the truth of their own being and can point the way for others. They serve as a mirror, reflecting back to us our own inherent divinity and helping us to see through the illusions of the ego. The guru is not a separate being, but rather the external manifestation of our own inner wisdom. By surrendering to their guidance, we learn to trust the wisdom of our own heart and to let go of the false sense of separation. Final liberation. Ultimately, the goal of this journey is the realization that we are not the separate individual ego we have taken ourselves to be, but rather the eternal, unchanging presence that is the source of all consciousness. The ego structure cannot be truly free because it doesn't truly exist, so the freedom can only be found at the level of presence, consciousness, and awareness. There, it is absolute. In this realization, all suffering ceases, for suffering can only exist for a separate self that the ego believes it is. When the illusion of separation created by the ego in our mind is seen through, what remains is the pure, unbounded joy of being, the recognition that everything, including our own life, is a work of art, a spontaneous expression of the divine. The journey of awakening, enlightenment, self-realization, and liberation is a journey of remembering who we truly are. It is a journey of letting go of the false and rediscovering the truth. Liberation is the ultimate freedom from the illusions of separation of the ego self. It's a state of being completely aligned with the truth. These experiences often come in fleeting moments, glimpses that offer profound insights and a sense of peace. Over time, these glimpses can become more frequent, gradually transforming the way you perceive reality. With consistent practice, the realization deepens, leading to a more permanent state of enlightenment and self-awareness. This journey is deeply personal, yet universally accessible. It just requires a burning desire and the willingness to look beyond the obvious. Ultimately, awakening glimpses, enlightenment, self-realization, and liberation are about coming home to ourselves. When the ego's veil of ignorance falls away, what remains is the direct experience of our inherent wholeness and perfection of ourselves. Happiness is experienced as an unshakable contentment that arises from the very depth of our being. Happiness is our nature. It is not wrong to desire it. What is wrong is seeking happiness outside when it is inside. This is the supreme happiness, the ultimate fulfillment. It is the end of seeking and striving, the resolution of all doubts and fears. It is a mystery that can only be known directly in the silent depths of our own being when we turn within, to surrender to the wisdom of the heart and to discover this infinite treasure for ourselves. Created by Elias Stasinos. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please subscribe, comment, like, and share.